Hello and welcome to Solidworks Station. My name's Stuart, and in today's tutorial we're going to look at Model Mania from the year 2000. We're actually going to look at creating this part. There are a few things that we need to be focusing on here. We've got almost a cylindrical dome with a little ledge. We've got some features here that are extruded out. Maybe a plane that we're going to have to put in at a particular angle. So lots of things to get our teeth into. Let's have a look at the engineering drawing. So the way that Model Mania works, okay, is it comes in two phases. The first phase looks at producing the original design, if you like, and in the second phase we look at manipulating the original design to come up with a new alternative. That might be changing lengths, fillets. It might be conducting a little bit of simulation on the model. It might be looking at the overall mass, okay, but that will come in phase 2. The way that this is going to work is we're going to do phase 1 first. This is going to be one tutorial, and then phase 2 will follow in another tutorial. Don't be alarmed here, it does say Model Mania 2010. This is a mistake. Okay, you can actually see the real date is produced here from the year 2000. If you run into any problems or difficulties during this, please do get in touch. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. Best of luck everyone, and let's get started. So I'm now in SolidWorks. I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to New, and I'm going to go to a new part. Now I'm going to do this in the front plane, so I'm going to go Normal 2, and I'm going to go into Sketch. I'm going to produce a center line to start off with. Okay, so I'm going to run my center line down to my origin point. Next, I'm going to go and sketch, okay, the profile of the shape. The way that I got that arc, by the way, okay, is if you just go back to the point, move your cursor away from it, okay, you will get an arc. Back down and back to the origin. So what I've produced there, let me just show you, is I'm looking at this feature here. It is shelled out. I might do that with a shell. I might choose to do this with a Revolve Cut. It's got a material thickness of 0.25. I've got a little ledge that comes out here. Let's pop that in next. That's got a thickness of 0.25 from the bottom, and then some diameters to concentrate on. We've also got an overall height here of 3.35. So let's do this in steps. First step, we're going to put this ledge in, 0.25 thickness, 0.25 from the bottom. So into SolidWorks, let's go into our rectangle tool, let's pop in that little ledge, let's smart dimension it up at 0.25. Something I've just noticed, we're in millimeters, so good job to do this now whilst I've spotted it. Change this here, MMGS to IPS, because we are working in inches. Back into Sketch, back into Edit Sketch, and we can put in that 0.25 now. So 0.25. We need 0.25 from the bottom. And then we need to grab some more dimensions. So we've got an overall height of 3.35. We'll come back to that. We have got, let's do this bit here. So from the outside edge of this ledge to the other outside edge, once this has been revolved, is 3.75. I'm going to show you a quick way of doing this. So in SolidWorks, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Smart Dimension. We're going to click on this edge, and we're going to click on our center line. Now, whilst I'm over on the right hand side, it says 2.09. If I move my mouse over to the left hand side, it's coming with a diameter now of 4.18. We need this value to be 3.75. So let's pop that in there, 3.75 inches. And we're going to do exactly the same with this line here. So from this line to our center line, on the right hand side it's displayed as radius. On the left hand side it's now displayed as diameter. We need this to be 2.7. 2.7 inches. Now let's put our height in. So our height was 3.35. So smart dimension height 3.35. Perfect. Right, from here, we're going to do a revolve. So features, revolve boss base. Now, because we've done multiple bits of geometry here, okay, Solidworks is straight away picked up our line here, but it's not picked up our contours, so we're going to have to select those. Okay, you can select areas to revolve, like so. You can select multiple areas to revolve as well. Okay, so before I do that, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to offset this. So if we just look at our drawing, you can see here we've got a 0.25 offset. So I'm actually going to put that in now. So in here, I'm going to just change this to commands. I'm going to type in offset, offset entities, and I'm going to offset, delete select chain, put in 0.25 in there, and then just click on this line and this line. Okay, and then green tick. Now I'm going to do my revolve. So revolve boss base, and I'm going to untick thin feature. Alright, I'm going to select the contours now of this part here and this part here. Alright, we'll come back to this offset later on. I'm going to choose to do, rather than shell it, I'm going to choose to do a revolve cut later on. Alright, so let's green tick this, and then let's concentrate on producing this here. Alright, so we've got a few dimensions to look at. We're going to do it in a front plane. You can see it here being extruded out. Okay, it lies central to this front plane. So let's place this in. Okay, into SolidWorks, into our front plane, normal to, sketch, and I'm going to sketch another center line. Okay, can you see how I'm snapping to my origin here? Can you see the blue line that appears? That's perfect. So left click and left click again. Go to my circles. I'm going to create a circle at the top. I'm going to create a circle on the midpoint of that line, and I'm going to create a circle at the bottom of the line. Now I'm going to select this circle and this circle by holding down Control and make those equal. Okay, and green tick. I'm now going to give another relation between this circle and hold down Control and this arc. You should see it change to this symbol here. Left click, and I'm going to make these tangent. Okay, green tick. Now this is going to be 0.38 radius. Okay, and this circle here that we're going to produce is going to be 0.61 radius. So smart dimension, this is diameter that's being displayed now. If I left click, just select that as fine, right click it now and say display as radius, and we're going to change this to our value here of 0.38. So double click, 0.38 goes in, and automatically this one updates as well because we made them equal. Let's do the other one now. So this one needs to be 0.61. So left click, fine, right click, displays radius, and 0.61. So double click and 0.61. Now we need to put the centers in now. So center to center, this is being displayed as 1.5 inches. So let's do that now. So smart dimension, center to center, 1.5 inches. Perfect. Next, we're going to put our tangent lines in. So go to line, left click on the circumference, and we're looking for that symbol there. The yellow symbol that you see shows that it is a tangent line. Left click there, back onto line, and we're going to click on this circumference. We're going to zoom in and we're looking for the same symbol. There we go, and left click. And to make my life a little bit easier, I'm now going to mirror these. So I'm going to select this line and this line, holding down Control. I'm going to go to Tools, Sketch Tools, and Mirror. Okay. Mirror about, I'm going to mirror about this line. Okay, and green tick. Now I'm going to trim this up now, so I'm going to go to Trim Entities. Just going to trim away what I don't need. Perfect. Right, so from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my features, and I'm going to go to Extrude Boss Base, and I need to check how much I'm going to extrude this by. So, looking at the extrusion of this, here we are. Okay, this is actually getting extruded, this feature. Okay, there's two of them, and it's getting extruded at 2.75 inches. So I'm going to type in my 2.75 in there. Perfect, and green tick. If I do Control 7 on my keyboard now, you can see the first part, well, first two parts really, complete. So hopefully you got that far, and we're now going to move on to producing the holes in here, producing a replica, 45 degrees to the right hand side, and then we're going to look at producing this kind of cylindrical feature as well, which is also at 45 degrees. So let's have a look at the dimension of this. This is diameter 0.75, and it looks like it's going all the way through, and these here, 0.38, these are going in at a depth of 1 mil typical. Right, let's sketch this one first. So the 0.75 inch, so into Solidworks. We're going to go onto a front plane, normal 2, sketch, circle. I'm just going to pick up that point there just so I get my center. Smart dimension this up at 0.75, and I'm going to go into features, extruded cut, flip the direction of that and go through all. Just in case some values change, it'll still remain going through all, as opposed to going blind. If something changed, if this got extruded further, okay, and I put a blind value in there, that wouldn't be helpful. I want it to be through all at all times. Perfect, and green tick. Good. Okay, the next thing that I need to do is produce the two circles that we see here at 0.38, 1 mil cut for the depth. So I'm going to click on this face. I'm going to go normal 2. I'm going to go sketch, circle, produce my circle. I'm going to produce one down here as well. I'm going to make both of these circles equal, so hold down Control, go to my equal again, and we had a diameter of 0.38, so smart dimension these up, 0.38. Okay, and we're going to go into features, extruded cut, and we want to choose blind by 1 inch. Okay, green tick. Good, hopefully you got that far. So next thing is to create a circular pattern of this. Really straightforward this, folks. Here's the one that we've made, this one. Okay, we're actually going to mirror this make a pattern of this at 45 degrees to it. Okay, so we're looking at creating this one next. Really simple. Okay, SolidWorks makes this so simple to make replica parts in circular or linear patterns. So we're going to go to linear pattern here in the features tab. We're going to go to circular pattern, and it's asking for a direction. Direction, okay, we'll actually come back to that. Okay, let's concentrate on this feature first. So the features that we're going to pick up is this extrude, this cut, and this cut. Okay, once you click those, we're going to go into direction, and we're going to click on it can be this edge if you like, it can be this cylindrical face, anything that we can move this around at 45 degrees. So like so, it's going the wrong way at the moment, so we need to flip that to face this way. 45 degrees goes in here, and then two of those need to be produced. This being the first, obviously, and this being the second. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to click on the green tick. Perfect. Control 7 on your keyboard, and you'll get a nice isometric view of what you've produced. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is this cylindrical boss that actually comes out at a bit of a compound angle, okay, of 6 degrees. So we're going to actually look at putting that in. And to do that, we're going to have to create a new bit of reference geometry in the form of a plane. So let's go into SolidWorks and let's have a look at that. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to go and create some new reference geometry. So I'm going to go up to reference geometry and select plane. Now SolidWorks can actually show you temporary axis. Okay, so if I click on temporary axis is basically run through the center of any cylindrical feature part that you've actually produced. So you can see the ones that I've got available. I'm actually going to select this one. So left click. Okay, and you can see it's produced a plane there using the first reference axis one as its reference point. The second reference that I need, okay, I'm actually going to go into this drop down here. I'm going to choose my right plane. Okay, now once I've got those done, you can see here, okay, the right plane is actually choosing by default perpendicular. I don't want that. Okay, I want an angle, and I want to put in 45 degrees there as my angle. Okay, and you can see that now that that plane has moved. All right. Now what I want to do here is actually flip the direction. Okay, so just click on that, flip offset. Okay, and that is the angle that we want. Okay, that's our original. Okay, we had this one coming at 45 degrees, and we've got this one coming at 45 degrees. Let me just show you that on the drawing. So you can see here is our original. Here is the one that we did at 45 degrees when we did a circular pattern, and here is the new plane that we're drawing now, okay, in order to produce this cylindrical boss, which has been done at the compound angle of 6 degrees. All right, hopefully that made sense. So what I want to do now is just press on this green tick here, and it looks like it's needs stretching out a bit. So if you just grab those little pointers at the edge, okay, and you can just drag this out to suit the size that you need it to be. All right. Now I want to go and sketch on this now. So I'm going to go to my plane, and I'm going to say sketch and normal 2. Now I don't want to look it from this side, I want to look it from the other side. So if I just go click on it again and normal 2, it'll show me from the other side. And if I hold down Alt on my keyboard, okay, and just move my arrow keys, I can actually move this, okay, in increments until it is a little bit easier to draw from. And I don't actually need these lines anymore, so I can go up to here and just turn off my temporary axis. So the next step here is I'm going to go and just create a center line. I'm just going to run this through here just randomly. And I want to make this point here and this point here. I want to make these, I was going to click vertical there. It's actually horizontal because we've actually moved, rotated our model around, so it's horizontal. I'm actually going to go and create a angle in here of 6 degrees. Okay, I'm now going to go up and create my bit of geometry here to produce my Revolve Boss base. So I'm going to go into 3-point rectangle. I'm going to click on this point here, up here, and up to the top, and I'm going to put in some dimensions. Now we're going to do this the same way as we did before. We're going to look at our section BB, and we know that it is 1.2 diameter. So let's just go ahead and put that in. So from here to here, okay, move across like we did before, and we can put in our 1.2. We also know, if we look, it's 2.35 here. So smart dimension to the center. So from here to here, oops, smart dimension from here to here, 2.35, and we've got another dimension here of 2.4. Okay, all that leaves us to do is revolve this. We're going to go to Features, Revolve Boss Base, and revolve that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the inside of this. I actually want to hollow this out. So in order to do that, I'm going to pick up my Revolve here, and I'm going to go to Revolve Cut. Now it's asking me for selected contours. I'm going to pick up this line here, and this line here. So after that Revolve Boss base, I'm going to look at the inside of this and look to produce a Revolve Cut. So I'm going to go into my Revolve, I'm going to go to Revolve Cut, and here it's asking me for selected contours, and I'm just going to pick up the inside of this. So just left click, and you can give an idea there. It gives you an idea there of what's going to be produced, and we're going to click on the green tick. Okay, it's looking good. We have got a little problem here. Okay, that's because of the order that we drew them in. So, okay, to get rid of this, quite simple. Just hold down Control, click on these areas here, okay, that are interfering with our model. The best way to get rid of these is to right-click, open this double chevron here, go down to Delete here. Delete and patch is what you want, and then just green tick. Okay, and that will patch it all up and remove that little bit of interference that we had there. Alright, let's put this circle on here. So we're going to click on this face, normal 2, sketch, circle, pop our circle in there. Let's just check on the value of that. So we've got 0.82. So smart dimension this at 0.82. Perfect. Features, extruded cut. Just be careful with this one. We're going to go up to next. Alright, if we did through all on this one, okay, it'll travel all the way through the model. So just go up to next, and it will find the next surface to go up to. And green tick. Just have a little check on that underneath. Lovely. Okay, the final thing is the fillets. So let's have a look at those. So it says here, all rounds to be 0.188 radius. So we can put those in, no problem. So if we go up to fillet, constant size fillet, 0.188, and then we're just going to, in fact, a quicker way of doing this is if we just go to fillet, 0.188 in here, just click on the top of the dome. Alright, it will pick up most of that part. We just need to click on any remaining bits that it didn't get. So it didn't get that, and I think it got the rest of it. Yep, it did. Perfect. And green tick. Control 7 on your keyboard, and there you go. There is Model Mania Phase 1 complete. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it useful. If you've got any problems at all with that, please get in touch and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. This has been Solidworks Station. I've been Stuart. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon for Phase 2 of this video. Thank you and goodbye.